And this is our top story at this hour. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson is in trouble again. He is now facing a renewed leadership crisis, apart from the opposition demanding Johnson's resignation. In the latest, 4 Tory members of Parliament have also joined the clarion call for UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson's resignation. After the much-awaited Sue Gray report on lockdown parties were published, the 4 Conservative members of Parliament who have explicitly come out in open against Johnson in the aftermath of the Sue Gray report are former Health Minister Stephen Hammond, David Simmons, who represents Johnson's neighbouring constituency of Ruislip. The 2 other members of Parliament are John Barron and Angela Richardson. Hammond was among those to say that he had submitted a letter of no confidence in Boris Johnson to the 1992 committee. The Wimbledon Member of Parliament further emphasised on how since December he had been critical of the Prime Minister's behaviour and the culture that existed in Number 10. In a statement he said, and I quote, "I cannot and will not defend the indefensible." And echoing similar concerns in a released statement, Mr. Barron said that the most serious charge against the UK Prime Minister was the allegation that he knowingly misled Parliament about parties in Downing Street. Tory Member of Parliament David Simmons also expressed concern over how Johnson misled the lawmakers. In a statement he said, and I quote, "The government and our policies enjoy the confidence of the public. The Prime Minister does not." However, despite his own members of Parliament revolting against him, UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson has asserted that he will not resign and will rather move forward and focus on people's priority. Till now, a total of 19 Tory members of Parliament have publicly called for Johnson to quit so far, which is well below the 54 mark that is required to prompt a confidence vote. Along with those who have made public calls, 2 more have submitted and then withdrawn letters of no confidence. And at least 3 others have called for Johnson to resign, but say that they would not submit letters. And for more on this, our correspondent Giles Gibson is joining us live from London. Giles, good to see you. This problems and allegations seems not to be ending. Apart from investigations and more members of Parliament calling for Johnson's resignation, what is Number 10 doing to address the Partygate fallout?
Well, what we've seen from Number 10 and also from the Treasury is an attempt really to try to change the political dynamic, to try and change the conversation here in the UK in the wake of the Sue Gray report being revealed. What we've seen is the Chancellor, Rishi Sunak, unveiling this huge package to try to help with what's described as the cost of living crisis here in the UK, specifically targeted at helping people with their energy bills. We've seen this £21 billion package in total. There's going to be a payment of £400 for every single household in October to help with their energy bills. And there's also extra support which will be provided to certain more vulnerable groups, such as pensioners, as well as some of the poorest households here in the UK. However, the Tory party, the Conservative Party, are split on this new package of measures, this attempt from the government to try to move on from the Sue Gray report and the Partygate scandal. You have some who are certainly applauding this, saying that they needed to see some sort of a response to rising bills, not just energy, but really, rising inflation right across the board here in the UK. But also some on the sort of further right wing of the party who are very concerned about the cost of all of this, because while this will be paid for partly by what's known as the windfall tax, so a higher tax on energy companies who are making extraordinary high profits at the moment with those energy bills so high, we are also seeing some just really concerned about the fact that the government is also going to have to bring in extra borrowing to pay for this as well.
Giles, what more do we know about the Sue Gray report, and what impact will that report have on Johnson's leadership?
Well, the report has now been made published, so what we are looking for really is how Conservative MPs, members of Boris Johnson's party, are going to react. As you were just saying, several members of the Conservative Party have come out since the publication of that report to say that they want Boris Johnson to resign. The entire process of these letters being sent in to the chair of the 1922 committee, that all goes on behind closed doors. So we really don't have an exact number at this stage as to how many letters have actually been sent in to try to get to that number of 54, which would trigger a vote of no confidence in Boris Johnson. We understand so far that the number of letters that's been sent in is just really much lower than 54. We're perhaps, in the high teens or perhaps in the low 20s. So despite some Conservative MPs being pushed over the edge by some of those details in the Sue Gray report, at this stage it appears we are just still a very long way away from there being any sort of a formal vote of no confidence in Boris Johnson. So for now, he has survived this scandal.
Live from London, Giles Gibson, thank you very much for talking to us today. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.